but we will be consistently moving on with the show. Jason doesn't get to introduce any of these maps here. I'm doing it all today. Sorry, Jason. We're jumping onto Vikendi as off we will go onto this one. A bit of a northern flight path to start us off here, Paper Thin.
Yeah, real north on this flight path. So if you want to go down south to Contra, Winery, Milnar, that kind of area, going to be a little bit more challenging. You might have to find a vehicle here or there, and they're a little more sparse on this map. So definitely going to keep our eyes on that southern edge, see which teams have a tough time getting down there. I'm kind of secretly hoping for another kind of brutal circle like we saw with the MENA group when they played on this map, that it went hard southwest, had a ton of water in it. We saw some really interesting strategies with some people sending one of their teammates into the water. But no, we are going up north this time on Vikendi towards the Cosmodrome and the other areas up there. And so this one's going to look a lot different than what we've seen so far. We haven't really seen much of this map, Valdez.
Yeah, it circles all in the corners, and this one is going to be up there on the top side as SMP Thanos. He was the hero for their team on Erangel. Now he's alone again up here in this compound with the rest of Team Unique all surrounding him. So he's got to be careful. Has his team somewhat nearby, but not right next to him, as already the action's getting started here. 6N on the retreat as Agar is going to take some pot shots.
Yeah, wasn't able to connect with the micro Uzi, so the snowmobile is able to go on its merry way for 6N, as it looks like they are heading further south to get to their loot. They should probably pop up around Volnova or something like that, or around the Abbey, maybe split up, get their loot, and then start heading up north, because this one is pretty far away from their desired loot location. Right in the middle of this one is Gosick. They are up by the Cosmodrome, of course. Divine Vendetta spread out all over the place around the coal mines and Mount Kresnik and that kind of area. RRQ Athena has Garaka over on the west side of this. MEA's got Peshkova. And so a couple other teams that we didn't get to see yet in the circle. Everybody else outside of the circle kind of more towards the southwest.
Yeah, and we've had some fun times where we've, I believe it was on Sandhawk, where we had like 8 teams all coming from the southeast, and they all butted heads as they were all trying to make their way into the circle. Not sure if I got the map correct, but it was a fun time when it does happen, when all the teams do group up and the action gets started.
It's usually Sandhawk that happens on, to be fair.
Yeah.
That map gets wild sometimes, because especially if those circles hard shift, and if it shifts away from like the main island in a direction, because there's so many teams that are going to land there, then it gets really clustered really fast. And there is no islands really except for the castle on Vikendi, and that is not going to be in play this time, so not too much to worry about there. A little bit of water up on the north, and unless it really starts going up that way, it should be okay. Now, this is another important fight. There's a couple teams over here, C9, Arab Madness, and 46.
That was a clutch prone if I've ever seen it. It looks like he was about to have his head blown off, but look at this. Zute up against M7MD, and it looks like our Arab Madness player is going to take a kill already. Zute trying to catch him off guard, but was not able to get the kill.
Good start here for Arab Madness. Get that confidence going. They were like 7th last round, I believe, but they didn't get any kills. So that's a good start for them. Hopefully they can build off of that, continue to regroup. Now they're split up pretty well, so that's a really important moment for M7. He was kind of out on an island there by himself from the rest of his team, able to win his duel, and should be able to get together with the other members of the Madness.
Yeah, definitely a good start to redeem themselves after the first round, where they kind of got bopped by Team Queso. Getting on into them, as now we're taking a closer look at the Red Canids. I don't believe they had a great round the last time, but looking to do a little bit better this time around.
I don't think they were top 7. I can't remember. We didn't get to see, so we'll find out in a bit. And there's the AK. Oh, this could be really nice, and an easy spray, and going to be an easy finish on to Kevin. 2 big kills here for Arab Madness. Really nicely done. Good positioning by them. All solo kills, so they're really strutting their stuff here on their 1v1s.
Yeah, great positioning there. You know, we're here on TPP as well. Okay, Divine Vendetta is... Daham is going to be taken out here as EGC will continue their reign. They pick up another kill, but that previous kill, it's got to feel nice when you got a guy running straight at you from that range and you've got the AK. And it's, well, I'm just going to press this button and you're going to die.
I love the confidence here from EGC. Just 4-man, just make sure we don't lose anybody. Just sweep this through and pick up that point and continue to roll on through the day. And we'll see if Divine Vendetta can kind of regroup for themselves, get something moving. And there is Gosik, who we talked about earlier, at center circle. Looks like they've spotted out Team Queso, so they're going to set up on top of this hill. That is to the south of the Cosmodrome there, as EGC is taking up a couple compounds, picking up a little bit more loot for themselves after getting that first kill. And these guys looking good so far today.
Yeah, we did have that interview after Erangel with EGC Bear. He is absolutely the ace of this team. His play with the snipers has been really on point, I should say, for all of the matches that we have seen, even if the placements haven't really shown that every single time. They've made it into the final day, and that's really what matters. I love that we have kind of a new challenger coming in with this Korean team, and now they've set up shop here. They hear the UAS going on by, but they're not going to be able to pick anyone off.
Yeah, the Canids just trying to get into a position for themselves as well. There's quite a few compounds along the riverbank here for teams to set up shop in, just kind of wait things out. As we expect, there aren't going to be too many fights early on. We've seen a few solos here and there. We saw EGC catch a member of Divine out by themselves, and that's basically been the story of this one so far. 6N is still looting down by the winery, so taking their time to get in. C9 went all the way to the west coast. They're getting their loot over by Vihar and the other areas over there, and 46 is still kind of taking their time as well, as the circle is starting to close in now. So most of the teams have already kind of come into the circle, set up shop a bit. Elementrix is working their way around the north coast for now, and that's about all she wrote.
You can see the total rankings here on the left side. Sorry we didn't get it in between the games, but this should give you a pretty good idea. You know, there's some updates because of some of the kills in this one, but you can see kind of where the teams are situated for now, as EGC nearly 10 points ahead of RRQ Athena, which is more than 10 points ahead of Team Queso. So some big drop-offs there at the top, but then every other team is kind of in the running for this tournament still. And yeah, so it's good we got a little look at that as the action continues to not really pick up here on Vikendi.
Ooh, RRQ Athena might try to bust into the red cannons. They might drive by underneath that structure there, see if they want to try to fight this out. They did get one knock here onto the cannons. Let's see if they try to circle up and finish them off. It wouldn't be too shocking from RRQ Athena if they did that, if they felt like they had a good situation, but right now, looks like they're going to opt to set up shop around them, try to maybe play a little more contained. Go skill as Aldic trying to get in there with that G36, but no shots land on Mystic.
That's like that moment where a bunch of your teammates are dead, so they're all watching you, and you're like, oh, I can't mess this spray up, and then you literally don't hit even one bullet as he's trying to spray. And speaking of spraying, these two did a little bit of damage to each other, both knocking each other, as Marley is going to get knocked, but he's pretty far away, and now Zero's going to go down at the same time, so Team Yala Esports in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, SNT trying to pop AZ as he runs across to get to Zagurt. A little bit of damage does get in there, but it isn't enough to get the knock. The revive should be able to get through there well outside of grenade range there. There's no way you're going to be able to get one that far. So for now, they're going to be able to get the revive. You got to heal up behind that wall. Whoa. Dobby.
Yeah, Marley was knocked pretty close to the rest of SNT, so they're able to just walk over and pick up that free kill, essentially.
Yeah, we're just watching Waleed and Zero looking for a moment to try to get out from behind this wall. Dobby took a little bit of damage himself. Waleed in that window taking some damage from Zero. About half health there. Got that headshot a bit, so that helmet is a bit beat up. Only a level 1 helmet here for AZ and a level 1 vest, so that is not ideal for him. Probably why he's going to be the one sticking inside of the buildings, trying to keep some long-range pressure on RRQ. They love these outside positions on top of a little hill with a little bit of a ledge to work with for themselves. And this time it's going to be Senior with a Car 98, seeing if he can find some heads and get a knock right out the gate for RRQ. And they're still in kind of a little bit of a skirmish with the Red Canids, and the Red Canids were able to get their member revived off of that. And here comes C9 down one member, making a really wide late rotation over to the southeast part of the circle.
Yeah, might as well just trying to see if they can find some room over there. I mean, it's still just the first circle here, so they are going to have many, many options when it does come to that east side, as there's really only MEA over there currently, as you guys can see. Let's see where this next circle is going to be. I like what Goskilla has done up here on the top of the hill. Kind of what RRQ was doing in game number 1, where they take a nice little position up on a hill and they kind of just cover all flanks and look for kills, as the circle is going to be very, very forgiving.
Nice shooting here by MEA there, catching C9 in transition, and Pyrrha is going to be the sole survivor. Syed seeing if he can get a few more into Pyrrha, but Pyrrha with that UAZ will mosey on through, find a rock, and now he's going to have to try to replicate what we saw 6N and SNT do last round, excuse me, SNP, and just find some kind of placement points, as Akito going to finish off those two members of C9 relatively easily.
Yeah, just pops up there. Knows he has all the time in the world, but goes for a quick spray anyway. It's going to be a nice little loot drop-off, essentially, as they picked off 2 members even. So everybody's going to get a bunch of meds from that one and be feeling pretty good going into the later stages of this map.
Let's keep an eye on 46 here. Arab Madness is over there on their kind of northwest a bit, and it looks like 46, kind of aware of it, is going to go off to the side. B52's got that M24. Want to see if he can get that bolt action sniper going for him as well. We saw one good bolt action shot from Boss from KWT, but they didn't come through into the finals. So hopefully, I love seeing the bolt actions pick up some heads. That is one of the most exciting things in PUBG Mobile Esports.
Yeah, just give one of those over to Bear, and I think we can be pretty happy with that one. The player from EGC has proven that he has the skills to make it work with the bolt action, or just any kind of sniper, or any gun, really. The guy is quite a good player. And, yeah, teams are just hunkering down for the winter. I kind of feel like this is the hibernation moment on Vikendi.
Yeah,
just
Bear's got
sit back and you drink your warm tea, you know.
Bear's got an apt name for the map for sure.
Yeah.
Just hold the winter out, wait things down, see if you can just get something going at the end, as that is kind of where things get really, really feisty on this map. In the meantime, you're just kind of jockeying for position. You don't want to overextend. You don't want to lose anybody. Goskilla does find Mr. Hyozu. He is very exposed. Looks like he got ripped out of his car there, and he is going to go down. Good job by Goskilla, picking up a kill for themselves. They're looking for another onto Elementrix. Orange drives into the Cosmodrome. Looks like he should be safe for now. I always feel like whenever I say Cosmodrome, for some reason I want to say Technodrome from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Technodrome.
I know, that's what I think of every time.
Yeah.
That big circle thing with that giant eye on the top of it.
Yeah.
Did you have that toy as a kid, like the big one that had?
I don't think I had that one. I had a lot of other toys from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with the sewers.
Oh, the sewers. Favorite turtle?
I liked Donatello, actually.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, big Donatello
pretty
guy.
Cool.
Yeah. Boo! What? Oh, get out of here, Jason. All right, this is an important one. This will kind of shape the territory for this next rotation that these teams are going to need to make. Let's find out where it goes. Okay, southwest-ish, but...
What rotation?
Yeah, you don't need to move much.
What are you talking about?
Nobody really needs to move. 46 has to go up a little bit forward. Yala, maybe a little bit as well. 6N's a little bit outside of it. But other than that, everybody else can kind of hunker down. Now, the real question is anybody going to try to, take center position along the river? Maybe go to the other side of the river. So there's a bunch of teams on the east side of the river. There aren't as many on the west. It's pretty even, but if you, I'm talking about along the coast of the river. So if you want to get to that other side where it looks like right now there's a slightly more amount of land on the west-hand side of this circle. So if you're hedging your bets, you're going to want to get over to that side. You can already see Unique and a few others making that rotation because that's where slightly more likely this circle is going to end up, and you do not want to have to cross water. You know, even though this river is more or less a road in this situation because it's frozen, still it's a lot of open, exposed territory to cross.
I mean, look at this river. It's like if you're running across that and there are multiple teams in the area, you're probably going to die. And so I take your point to heart, and so have Team Unique here.
Oh.
And, well, we did have a shot go down there onto, I believe, a member of SMP.
Yeah, Klopsch gets domed. So we didn't get to see it. Syed, though, he's been a star for the MEA Assassins. Let's see if he can find another one just up out and over there. Again, not great armor. He's only got that level 1 helmet. That gets really, really scary as time goes on because if someone gets a headshot onto you with one of the 7.6 guns, you're basically gone, oh, 46 has found Yala. This is not great. The lead man here is very hurt already. Zero doesn't know where he is. Naya, if he had looked over, he might have been in catch Zero off guard. That grenade goes right at his feet. Naya's going to go outside instead of trying to push it. He could have caught Zero flat-footed there. Instead, he backs off and is going to try to wait for the rest of his team maybe to come up with him. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's kind of out there by himself, and he was waiting, but he is going to be taken down there by Ozzy. And Zero looking to finish him off with a quick grenade. It looks like did not land, or maybe a little bit of damage there, but they should eventually get that kill. Looks like they don't exactly know where the rest of that team is, so they're taking it very cautiously as the rest of them, well, they were down here. The scouting man is going to be chopped down.
I'm a little bit unsure what 46 was thinking here. That is way away from the rest of their team. Just so we're clear, that's almost a full kilometer away from the rest of 46 and on the edge of the circle still. It wasn't even like he was trying to go, you know, Naya wasn't even trying to go more center circle. He went way along the coast, which, I mean, it makes sense. That's the way a lot of teams play Vikendi. But I think that's a really strange maneuver by them there. There's not much value to be gained by that.
Well, we saw what happens when that maneuver goes wrong. You get cut down 2v1. And maybe you win the 1v2 sometimes, but not this time. As we return back to C9, we've seen hero plays earlier on today. And it looks like Pira is going to have to try to do that here for his team. He's just hiding behind a UAZ. And I'm trying to look where he is. He's still around that side, excuse me, on the east where C9 was before they drove past the assassins and got assassinated. So we'll see where the circle goes.
As you aptly should when you go by an assassin.
Yeah, you know, that's usually what happens. In my experience. Yeah.
I think this is really cool by RRQ Athena taking the top of Mount Kresnik. They love the high ground. They're so good at it. They're so smart about making these rotations work. Now the circle does shift up to the northwest, so going to keep our eyes on them and what they want to do. EGC as well is already centered up by the Canids still, so kind of RRQ Athena decided to back off that fight with the Canids over by the coal mine there, and they're thinking more along the lines of trying to play for the late game, which is more their strategy. They're going to wait. You know, they're kind of similar to Queso in that way, where they'll wait to pounce, kind of find the right timing to take a spot they really like in the circle and try to hedge their bets that way. 6N coming up. A bunch of teams outside of the circle, SNT, Arab Madness, Yala. A lot of the MEA teams are outside of the circle, so it could be a little bit tricky for them to get in here.
Absolutely, as we saw Rogue taken out there from Team Unique, and that's kind of unfortunate because they're right in the middle, so should have a lot of action here between these teams that are already in the circle. SNT gonna push on in right south of Mount Kresnik here, gonna get this little compound and just hold up shop. They're inside the circle. They don't necessarily have to fight with RRQ. Let's see how they want to handle this, and even how RRQ want to what is... What?
He's going to push it out with his snowmobile.
Whoa.
I love it, Sultan. That is so smart. He's able to get that vehicle going for himself again.
It's almost like this has happened to him before. It's like, oh yeah, you just push it out with a snowmobile.
No problem. I've done this thousands of times. I like what RRQ Athena is doing. They're just fanning out now. The real question for them is, are they going to be able to fend off 46 if 46 continues to roll up along the southwestern side of them? It's just Senior out there for them, so he might find himself kind of all alone if 46 rolls up that way. Otherwise, you know, 46 might get funneled into SNT. Either way, there could be a skirmish coming up on the south side of Mount Kresnik. Otherwise, most of the teams have kind of safely found themselves locations, and there doesn't seem to be much action to be had unless somebody gets a little aggressive.
I'm also keeping my eye on Pira from Cloud9. I want to see where he ends up. He's gone for a rotation around the Middle East Assassins, and, well, that's an unfortunate circle for him, but very good for the teams that have set up shop up on these high ground positions. You know, Unique have a pretty good position, obviously. RRQ, Athena, we talked about them a lot on Mount Kresnik, and now it's kind of a harsh circle for a lot of the other teams, so it's going to be an interesting one to see how they all rotate in.
All right, here we go. RRQ is kicking it off. D2E is going to find Sultan for the first knock. The other members of SNT were thinking about trying to get around to the eastern side of the circle, and they get caught a little bit in transition. A nice setup here by RRQ Athena, covering any of the angles that SNT wanted to take to get into the circle, depending on where it shifted, if it moved away from them. And Pira has found himself a US. He took a bunch of circle damage, but he's got plenty of heals left available for him. And
he also found a full Korean team that are probably like, dude, this is our compound. You can't just roll up like this. As well, D2E's having a bit of fun.
Yeah, RRQ they have got such a great position on this side of the map. There's nothing but mountain for them, and they have the high ground, Anakin.
Yes, they do. Well, we know that Anakin does not listen. He never does, and Kaito going to take a bunch of damage here on the edge. Can he get this first aid kit off? I'm not so sure. It's going to be real close.
Nope.
No, he's going to go down to the play zone here.
Oh my gosh, what is going on over here? Dobby is mowing through SNT with some help from RRQ. He is going to pick up a bunch of kills here for SNT. That is massive. Whoa, don't let him steal it. Oh man, Dobby does end up getting that one. Citizen is very weak for SMP, but G9 takes a bit of damage himself. That's going to back him off of RRQ here, and he is going to get back with the rest of his team. SNT, they got a few kills in there at least, so 4 kills for them is pretty nice. Oh, Citizen is out in the open trying to dance his way around the shots, and that is going to be able to get him behind a tree, but briefly, I don't know how much longer that he's going to be able to hold on there.
Look at the minimap right now. There are like 5 different teams right here as Middle Eastern Assassins fighting them off. We got Citizen running away. We got BAM going down here as well. The circle gonna be just north of all the action and where all these teams are grouped up.
Dobby just trying to get anything to connect with that AK. He has no scope on it. It's just the iron sights for him. Senior is doing some damage as well. SNT is getting blown up, and they are going to go down. A nice attempt, but too many teams rolled in there, and it became too much for them to handle. RRQ is able to weather this storm with all 4 members. 6N is going to nope out of here, head over to the east, and Unique has kind of leapfrogged up ahead, and now Ernie is in a battle with them.
And this is right in RRQ's court. They're just sitting here. They're taking pot shots. They've been doing it the entire time. They do have to move on this circle, though. So let's see which direction they're going to fight their way through as 6N. They have seen the fighting, let me tell you. They're trying to res up all their knocked members. It looks like one of them did go down, unfortunately. D2E might be in a bit of trouble to that Molotov underneath this car, and he's going to be taken out by Old Boy.
Yep, you can see the feet underneath the car there, but Ernie's trying to make Unique pay as they try to flank over to secure this kill onto D2E and try to find a way to get up the hill. Some nice shooting there is going to find Ernie. He is down, and that is 2 knocked for RRQ. This is a very difficult situation for them to recover from.
Team Queso also trying to get aggressive while the fight's going on, but Lord wins the firefight here one-on-one. He is going to go down, trying to take advantage of the distraction of the other teams, but it did not happen. And Team Unique, this is a team we also talked up They didn't show up too much on Erangel, but now they're challenging RRQ and doing pretty well.
Dude, Lord is absolutely single-handedly destroying Team Queso over on the side, but there is another fight breaking out between Ghostkilla and EGC. EGC 4 strong. There is one knock there for Ghostkilla. Nicholas trying to pinch in EGC, trying to keep them from being able to come over there and finish that off. I think Ernie might be the only member. No, there's 2 left. Okay, G9 is over there as well, but Ernie is pretty beat up. And we are getting some grenades up and over. G9 is trying to throw some smokes and buy himself some time. And Ernie is in fact knocked, so only one member up for RRQ Athena. You can see Divine Vendetta is pushing up the hill now. They have stayed quiet up until this moment.
Just waiting for their moment to strike, and it's right when RRQ is super weak. We haven't seen too much from Elementrix either. It looks like one of their members did go down, but they are 3 healthy in a pretty good compound in the circle. We got everybody grouped up here in this tiny circle now. Still 11 teams left available.
All right, Hazem coming through, seeing Unique over on his right-hand side. Divine's in front of him, and a whole bunch of other teams as well are up there. Ooh, he's going to get taken down. That's one knocked on 46. Master over on the left. Hazem has to prone because he's getting fired into as well. G9 still prone in the smoke. He's been there for quite a while. He's going to get himself healed up a bit, but he is the sole member left for RRQ. 46 Master is going to be found. Momen goes down to the circle for 46, so Hazem is left, and he is behind a blown-up vehicle, so everybody knows where he is, basically, and G9 right in front of him in that smoke. Is he going to be able to outduel G9 there? Is G9 going to be able to maybe sneak a kill, or DV could come up on the backside?
Yeah, it's really a question of when is G9 going to make his move, because eventually the smokes are going to run out. He used most of them, and, you know, I think waiting until Divine Vendetta gets into a fight is going to be his moment, and maybe try to take the one-on-one, as EGC have been lucky with these circles. They have been in there in the middle for quite a while, as another member here of Divine Vendetta is going to go down.
Oh man, EGC, so many great angles from this compound. Now they've got the red cannons. All 4 members blocked behind one rock. Bear is there to keep them pinned. Tons of damage coming through. And now Ghostkilla is getting in on the red cannons as well. They are in a crossfire, and it is looking dire for them. Rogue coming up over onto Divine Vendetta. Should feel pretty confident there. He's going to finish off one. Isn't able to get the other one. Majid's going to back off. He might just get in this car, try to get into the circle somehow, see if he can get some placement points, but there are still so many teams left. So many people are going to be able to see him. You can see the fire coming out of there as he wants to rush in. Let's see where he thinks is a good place to go. Oh no. Oh, Lord is right here. Lord is there, and Lord is waiting. But Majid stops short of him, and Lord isn't ready to move and reveal his position just yet. Now he's going to go for it. Great timing by Lord. Look at that, 6 kills. This guy has been the all-star for 6-9.
He's the only one left available, and he's taken out so many teams along the way. The guy is an absolute god here on Vikendi. Really got to shout him out because he has made the dream work. And another guy who has as well is Pyrrha from Cloud9. He's still alive. He took out the last member of Arab Madness. I was looking at the kill feed. He's still here in the last 8 teams.
You know, as many kills as EGC has picked up, they are stuck outside of the circle. Everyone was able to bounce up ahead of them as they were busy shooting into Divine Vendetta and the red cannons. Now Elementrix trying to come through as where Bear is going to be knocked. There aren't many members left here for EGC. Trote trying to outduel. Trote's in the circle though, so EGC is going to go down in 8th place.
Ooh, pretty unfortunate. I think you're right. They had to make their move a bit earlier. Now Elementrix getting caught out here a bit. They're making a big move in here to this house, but so many teams around here. We got Ghostkilla is in the house. We got Red Cannon's got 3 members up on the 2nd floor. G9 from RRQ still alive even. Thought they went out a while ago.
We
guess not.
Nope, somehow G9 was able to just prone down in a bunch of smoke and survive. Now it's up to Poo Poo Man for Elementrix and his other teammate. They're rushing up the stairs. There's a team up here. The Cannons have already set up shop, and they do not want to let anybody in. Poo Poo Man is very weak, but he's going to outduel. I believe that was Lord there, and he is going to find another kill for himself. Yasha getting picked apart by G9, of course. Who else? But G9 is spotted, and he goes down. So Ghostkilla and RRQ Athena go down quickly.
This is big for a lot of the other teams that wanted to make it to the top of the rankings. You take out RRQ Athena relatively early You would have liked to take them out there when it was only G9, but at least they're not going to survive until the last 3 teams or something like that. It's looking pretty good for the Red Canids, actually. They're in the second floor. Poopaman sitting here, just minding his own business. And let's see what else we got. It looks like Kitsune from the side of Team Unique. We got Rogue as well. Those are the 2 members there. And we got Poopaman here. And we got Pira from C9. So definitely looking pretty good for the Red Canids.
The big question here is what kind of grenades do C9 and Unique have left for themselves? How many frags and mollies do they have? You can see a molly thrown down towards Poopaman. It looks like he is able to back off into the corner next to the couch, keep himself relatively safe for now. Maxon's trying to prevent Rogue from pushing up. Rogue is able to find a tree and prone down behind it. I think he's just inside of the circle behind that tree, and I think Kitsune as well is able to get up there with his car next to that rock. Ooh, Rogue's got to be careful. Tries to take some shots, and that's going to back Maxon off at least. But for now, the Red Cannon's got to be real careful because they get too distracted. You never know. Poopaman might come up here and just wreck the round for them.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how he plays this one as Rogue. All right, he's just going to take those painkillers right before we get into this next circle. And Pira can't believe he's made the dream work. He's still here in this one. And while they've got to hear Poopaman shuffling down there in this map, Kitsune, Rogue a bit spread out. Not sure how they're going to get together and try to make a 2-on-3 of sorts happen. You mentioned the grenades. I think it's going to be incredibly important, especially because of this kind of house situation we have for the Red Cannons.
And Pira still alive. Once again, we're finding a team with a hero getting into this late game situation. 4 teams left, 7 players up. Got to give a lot of credit to the Canids as well because they were in a crossfire between EGC and Goskilla, somehow able to weather that storm with only 1 member being taken down. All right, Lewiski throwing a Molotov up there. Oh, Rogue. Yep, that is going to be Rogue. Great Molotov there. It's going to find Rogue outside of the circle as we are in our final one. Now everybody's just trying to heal up. Poopaman's just going to stay in the basement, try to win the healing game. Lewiski comes down, isn't able to find Poopaman, so he's going to get knocked here. This is going to come down. Who can out-heal the other one? No! It was so close there. Oh my gosh, it is going to be the Canids who find it, but almost Poopaman able to get that going.
Yeah, I mean, he almost rained on their parade right there. That was really, really close. He had 2 kills in total as well, really being a hero for his team, surviving until the end. And